In honor of National Interpreter Day, which is the first Wednesday in May, that was yesterday, I like to put together this video to teach you the main differences between translators and interpreters. Translators deal with the written language, so we translate written documents, novels, things of that nature. Interpreters deal with the spoken language, so we interpret what one party says into another language, whether it be simultaneously or consecutively. Translators tend to be more accurate. Why? Because we have more time than interpreters do. We're able to use computer-assisted programs in order to come up with the best possible translation for our document. Interpreters also endeavor to be as accurate as possible, but the accuracy might not be as good as translation because we have to make split-second decisions that if we had more time, maybe we would change. But we have to come up with the best possible interpretation at that moment. As a translator, I only translate into my native language. I don't necessarily have to have native-like fluency in the source language. As interpreters, we are expected to have very similar level of fluency in both languages. And so because we have to speak both languages, taking turns. So I sure hope that that was useful. As you can see, the main difference is written versus verbal. And so unless you're hiring somebody to translate a sign, translate a book, or something like that, then more than likely you're dealing with interpreters. If they're having to interpret the oral communication, then they're interpreters. And interpreters, although they appreciate translators, and some of them, like myself, are also translators, the fact is that most interpreters want to be called interpreters instead of translators. And so if you want to do something for your interpreters in Interpreter Appreciation Day, what a better thing to do than to call them interpreters and not translators. Now, one last thing I will mention has to do with what a lot of people seem to get confused in, and it has to do with word-to-word translation or interpretation. Word-to-word translation is really not a thing that is often done because it's dumb. It really doesn't make much sense. At times, you might be required to translate each word of a material